Executive clemency is one method of extraordinary relief for people who are going into the criminal justice system. Every state has its own form of executive clemency, because remember, in the United States, we have 53 different criminal justice systems. You have every state, 50 states has its system. You have the military has a system, that's 51. You have the DC Code, which is the District of Columbia, 52. And then you have the one that I'm most familiar with, which is the federal system, that's 53. In the federal system, the only person that can commute a sentence is the President of the United States. So if you know that only the president can commute a sentence, you'd better be building a very strong, extraordinary, and compelling record. We've created tools to help you memorialize why you may be a great candidate for clemency. For example, on Prison Professors, if you just go to the Resources tab at the top, you will see a drop-down menu. In that drop-down menu, you will see one section that says Prison Professors Talent or Talent Profiles. Go to that section, and then in the top right of Prison Professors Talent Profiles, you just click a button, and you could open your own profile. It doesn't cost you a penny. Then you could use that information that you build about your life to demonstrate why are you extraordinary and compelling. And what I'm going to ask you to do if you're working on that is don't think about your life today. Think about what is your life going to look like at some point in the future, depending upon the length of your sentence. In my case, I had a 45-year sentence. So I had to look forward, and I looked forward for 10 years. I said, okay, how is my life going to be different in 10 years? That's when I had a plan to petition the court for clemency. The problem is I went into prison at a very different time than exists today. We were on this ramp up of building mass incarceration. Today, it's fundamentally different. I think your chances of advancing yourself as a candidate for clemency or some kind of relief are much less burdensome today than it was 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. So learn today what you can do. You might want to visit the Department of Justice's website or go through our courses at Mitigation Arc, but on the website itself, you'll be able to find a form that you could just download the commutation application and fill it out. That's all you got to do. You don't need a lawyer. You just need to do the work. But it's not just filling out the form. If you haven't built a very compelling story about your life and what makes you extraordinary, then you're probably not going to get the result that you want. If you want to see examples of how to document and memorialize a journey, I'd recommend you look at my timeline. That timeline kind of documents all the things that I did from the time of my arrest on August the 11th, 1987, all the way through 9,500 days in prison. What ways was I trying to demonstrate I reconciled with society and tried to build a better life? You can see I'm still doing that kind of work right now, where I'm creating all this like ministry to try and change the system to help as many people as I can. It's what I learned from leaders. It's the reason I feel so passionately about sharing it with you. But none of my work is about what I did. I'm done with the criminal justice system. It's about you. What are you doing to demonstrate you are a worthy candidate for clemency? The earlier you start thinking about that, the more effectively you can engineer a strategy that will work for you. We show you how, but you've got to do the work. I'm Michael Santos. I believe in you.